You cut out for me, so no one can hear this right now. Except for me. Oh no, internet connection unstable. Holy crap. Wait.
No.
Okay,
First,
everything's okay now. Everything was on fire for a second.
And then Mads.
And then Mads.
And then...
Everything was on fire for a second. We're okay now.
And then you come up
Why is everything always on fire?
I don't know.
He likes
where's my
fire.
fire?
Have you not noticed?
Wait, fire.
It's everywhere.
Yes. Hi, everyone.
If I look through these Munchkin cards long enough, I'll find something about fire.
No.
There was a bunch of conversation, which probably
What the fuck?
some of it was picked up, some of it wasn't, because everything died for a second on my end.
That's
as
fine.
I was going
We're just
live.
planning a road trip.
I have it muted. Why do I hear like 5 copies of the stream?
Everything's on fire.
I can't hear anything. I can just hear everything's on fire multiple times. What is going on?
Everything's on fire! Everything's on fire!
Anyway,
Your
hi.
speakers are melting.
Welcome to Madness of the Land. Hey, find the oil burn.
It stopped and I did nothing to stop it. Okay.
Welcome, everyone. It's another week of D&D. Yes, okay. Why don't we have these people, to say something about how their character's doing right now? I mean, some people have some better opinions about their characters, how they're doing right now. Nokren! How's Nokren doing?
Essentially.
Visual representation.
To be fair, the bag isn't that nice looking.
So you have to really imagine the bag.
Signe?
Imagine bag
We've killed Matt, is the problem.
A single teardrop in astral space.
So I'll take over the show from here on. So, you know.
Signe.
We're on level 5.
Signe.
somehow.
How's it going,
How's Fafnir
Signe?
doing?
What? What happened?
How's Fafnir doing?
The only one anyone cares about.
Fafnir is hiding on Signy's shoulder with his, like, head in her hood. Signy's running the fuck away.
Mm-hmm. Clicky, what were your last thoughts before the fists of the Earth Elemental came down upon you?
That's it.
Yep, that makes sense.
Honestly.
Usoc, how's your adventures been with Dorian?
Not that bad.
Dorian, how's your adventures with Usoc been?
Oh, it's just been a little bit delightful.
The two of them have been out, like, bonding together.
I will realize, for them to have got to where we are, they would have had to go through the slashy room and the stabby room.
Yeah. The slashy room you disabled. Slashy room you disabled.
Oh,
They didn't encounter it.
The stabby room.
The stabby room they encountered.
He's a bit more light on his feet than you'd expect for someone of his stature.
And the magnet room.
The magnet.
Oh, the god, the magnet room.
Which would have gotten Dorian, but not
everything was
Usoc.
fine,
Yeah.
honestly.
It would have affected Dorian's belt, but besides that, we both would have been fine.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, my belt
It's
goes
just
in
so
other
much
directions all the time anyways. I don't really have control over it. So, you know, that's perfectly fine.
Alright, why don't we dive back in? Last time they were exploring this massive dungeon. It was only Clicky, Signe, and Nokren, and the three of them did a pretty good job until they came across an Earth Elemental, which beat the crap out of them. Mainly because of RNG. Because they rolled not enough damage, and it rolled too much damage. Theoretically, they almost took it. If it was a different set of rolls, they could have. Anyway, so Signe, in her terror, opens the one door as trying to run away and runs into a Usoc and a Dorian who have been trying to wander and find them.
Oh, hello.
Help! Help! Please, help!
All right.
I dart behind Dorian and Usoc, like,
All right.
legit.
The two of you will see a massive man of earth and rock picking up a fist with, like, little, like, probably, like, blood coming off of it, like, as there's, like, a partially squished Clicky.
He's stuck to the hand.
Clicky is not... Clicky is fortunately not stuck, because he's in
That's good.
He isn't
All right.
fully gooed, you know, he's only
All right.
partially tenderized.
60% gooed.
Yeah, he still has a little bit left in him. He still is, like, twitching. And the thing is, though, like, turning towards you guys, and really towards Signe, but now you're in the way of getting Signe. So why don't you roll me initiative? Start out.
Oh,
Just
no.
assume we
Oh,
both
no.
got nat 20s.
Oh no.
I knew that was coming.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
So am I rolling next?
I think we've already.
Alright, Nokren, roll me a death save.
Okay.
Get a 20. Just come up. Just rise.
Oh,
So
that
we
was
got one
scary.
success,
It
one
rolled
failure.
over the one, and that was scary.
Ah!
Signe, what do you want to do?
Cry. I know, but I can't do much right now with that. Because the thing I want to do is shut up! I'm Eldritch blasting the fuck.
I'm just saying, you can dash as a bonus action because you have Expeditious Retreat on you.
Well, fuck you! I got a nat 20 on an Eldritch blast.
You did do that, yeah.
Yeah,
That's-
that's good. Like, it's not a bad thing.
I don't care. I'm scared.
Well, roll some damage then.
I did. It's just gonna take forever to load. I'm sorry.
So 6 damage.
Oh.
I
That's
know.
how our rolls were going, guys.
This is par for
One
the
of
course.
those is okay.
Yeah,
One of them it's not.
but this is par for the course. There was a bunch of Eldritch Blasts and a...
What is happening?
What is it?
Come on, cat. Sorry. The cat was behind the dinosaurs.
Did I hear
I
a
have more questions, not less.
Okay. The other day, my niece left her stuffed dinosaurs in my room, and she hasn't got them back.
But,
And so they were on my bed from the last time she was in here,
Sure.
and the
I
cat
heard
was...
them meow, but I also heard, like, Davey. Very hard.
Okay,
It's
Clicky.
the Earth Elemental, guys.
Clicky, roll me a death save.
I'm sorry, Matt, you're gonna die at some point from this? Oh, my god, that was so...
That was too close.
Oh god.
Both of us had our dice roll off one onto something else.
Yep.
Dorian.
I'm gonna run up to this Earth Elemental.
Mhm.
Is it within 30 feet of me, Matt?
Sure.
Cool. Thank you for saying sure, because that's very clear.
Yes.
Thank
Sure
you.
means yes.
You know, not always. I'm gonna swing at it
Mhm.
with my rapier.
Okay, you're gonna certainly hit it.
Nice. Thanks.
Or, that
Damage.
should not have the sneak damage on it,
Uh-huh.
because
Yep.
there are no other threats next to it. Is that correct?
True.
That's true.
Clicky is not a threat presently. Is that a safe?
Neither is Nokren.
Accurate. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then I'll swing with my offhand.
To argue that, I smell really bad right at the moment.
That is a threat in itself.
I don't think it smells.
Well, congratulations. You managed to, like, run up and go stab into somewhere in towards his core, and then hit towards his bottom, and, like, hit this weak point that looks to have been chipped in there, probably by Nokren, and it just kind of crumbles apart in the middle.
That's how much health it had?
It had
Bullshit.
25.
Bullshit.
You guys got it down to 25.
You realize that he did 21 because the sneak wasn't there.
And Signe did 6.
Eldritch Blast.
Oh.
Yeah, plus the Eldritch... I forgot I Eldritch blasted.
So, what were you all so worried about?
I
Clicky.
cast Mass Cure Wounds without paying any fucking attention to that
Clicky.
bitch.
He's like,
What the hell are you doing on the ground? Nokren, why have you got a bag on your head? What are you doing?
I mean,
Pull the bag off of Nokren's head and throw it onto Clicky's lap.
like he's just twitching.
Holy fuck!
All
Oh,
three
God.
of us get 25 health back.
okay.
Well, I'm full. Okay.
I'm also full. Great.
I am not.
Ah!
Are you all right?
Oh.
Ow.
Yeah.
Clicky's probably like has to move out of all the rock, which is on top of him and stuff, and earth because it claps down right there.
It's really lucky
Nokren's
that
still
you
just
guys
lying
got
down,
what you do.
staring at the roof.
I'm going to grab Nokren by the shoulder and sit him up. Not like stand him up, but just sit him up and look him dead in the eye and just say, Nokren, are you with us?
Yeah, I just have a bit of a headache.
That makes sense. Why'd y'all go so far ahead of us?
Because we thought we found the hardest thing back that way. It was all spiky and chainy, and it was like a fiend. And then we figured we're doubling back around towards the thing now. Might as well clear the place. And that fucking thing was here.
Just... Alright. You know what? You just woke up. We'll talk about this later. But, maybe don't run off from us too far in the future. I see Clicky might not be in the best.
She's pushing rocks. God.
You may want to help him out of there.
He's acting like the rocks are still attacking him because he's like pushing it and coming from. He's like, oh no, it's still getting.
Well,
Where
we
the fuck have you guys been?
exciting time, didn't we, Usak?
Usoc walks over and just picks Clicky up out of the rocks and puts him to the side.
Oh, God, it's a good thing you're here. Oh, you did it, Nokren. You killed it.
No, he didn't.
It's all right. It's all right.
Oh, is it in the bag? We got a cloak for you, Dorian.
Oh yes. Just pulls out this cloak of Elvenkind and hands it.
Oh.
You take this. We thought it'd be best for you.
Oh, well, thank you very much. What does it do?
It's a cloak. It's called a cloak of Elvenkind. When you put the hood up, it's harder for things to see you.
Oh,
It's on stealth.
all right. Well, that sounds lovely. Absolutely. I'll hold on to that. Thank you very much. I'm going to put it on.
Mm-hmm. Now I think you do have to attune with it before you can actually use it. Still,
That's fine. Yeah. And just to be clear, what does it look like? Is it pretty?
Yes.
Good. That's all I need to know. Thank you.
Yeah.
No, that's fine.
When you put the hood up is when it makes you harder to see. It takes an action, and you start blending in the environment.
I've
Like
got it.
camo
I've
cloak.
got it.
Oh, yeah.
I was just
Predator cloak.
It's probably like
asking.
it's probably like kind of like decorated with like kind of greens and browns that make it look more like
Earthy.
it would earthy. Maybe like it would actually blend in with like a forest or something.
It's actually camo. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is.
Oh god,
It's
no, that's
specifically-
ugly.
With probably like with like the areas of brown inlaid with almost like green stitching that like has like the elven stitching, while the areas of green have the brown stitching for elven, kind of like to make it this kind of interesting pattern.
I'm imagining not camo. I'm imagining like strips of the various that look more like bush leaves than anything else.
Yeah, kind of like that. That like you switch between them, so it looks like that.
Ghillie cloak.
Yes,
Yeah.
though technically the coloring means nothing to the magical
No, yeah.
stuff.
It's all good.
It just looks nice and magic-y.
Dorian, if you want, I can make it look better. It's kind of ugly. And he points to his bag of holding that's like different stitchings of leather and animals.
That's all right for now. I want to see how it fits with me. But then if I don't like it afterwards, we can talk. Absolutely.
Okay.
Sometimes you just need to wear something for a little while before you really, get a feel for it.
That makes no sense, but okay.
All right. As long as we're on the same page.
Okay. So, you still have some areas you can explore. Over this way on the map, or back towards start. Yeah,
well-
because there was passage over here and a passage
Yeah.
over here. Oh, over here they didn't check out. Right,
Clicky's gonna draw. Like, is the ground stone or is it like?
Yeah, it was
dirt?
stone. The chamber in here where the earth elemental was actually kind of dirt floor in there.
Okay. With his background trait of being able to memorize geographic locations and all that stuff, I'd like to draw like just a basic map of what
Sure.
we went through.
I
and
actually,
point out.
I already have a map. I said
that's right,
last
you've been
time that I
drawing
was
it the whole
sketching.
time.
Yeah, and I also have Wanderer as well, so I would have been sketching like that as well.
Yeah.
So I'd actually show them the look of the map and the way that it looks like a mouth with the throat.
And I'll point out where the stone golem was that we saw.
Two of
That
them.
we didn't go.
Two of
The
them.
I
chief
have a
stone golem.
question about this cloak.
Mhm.
Where does it say that I can't have the hood up at all times?
You can.
You can.
Does-
The hood is up. It's staying up forever. Just so you know.
I mean, if you go to a party, that might not be good. But
you can't see me.
Well, it doesn't make you invisible. It just gives you advantage to blend in. So it's
Yeah.
like if there is nothing to hide behind,
I
you
just-
just look like a guy in a cloak all the time.
Exactly.
You know what it is?
It's fine.
It's the perception filter from Doctor Who.
Yeah.
It's that
It's that.
where you have to focus to see him.
It's fine.
All right. Well, the room that you have not seen, if you wanted to go to this door, which they found out this door over here was locked, and this room here had murals which depicted what happens to spirits of people when they die. That serves the deity.
That's right. Yeah.
Uh,
And the iron door. This was the iron door we had to unlock.
Yep.
The only door we've had to unlock.
Yeah.
And the only door that was iron.
yeah.
I don't remember if I
See,
unlocked.
that is why,
You did
legitimately, we saw this iron door we had to unlock. Everything else was not an iron door, so we thought, okay, we'll waste time by checking the other room so that we can go through this door with everyone, and we found a fucking earth element.
Did you unlock this door?
No.
I don't remember.
No.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
think
we did.
You did?
We
thought he
unlocked it, and then we went around the other way, yeah.
Okay. Okay. You
That's
did
why
unlock
the
it.
hallway's drawn.
Oh, that's right. Because Clicky rolled really good. Yes.
Because I looked in the hallway and then was like, okay, good, shut the
yeah.
door.
Yeah. You saw a hallway going around the side.
I have, by the way, I have thieves' tools as well. So.
Yeah. I know. We saw your intro. We know what's up.
Okay.
The non-conventional thieves' tools.
Yeah.
So you're heading over to this area here.
Click.
Well, there was a passage that said with the stone golems that only the faithful. Nokren, what was it? That only the faithful will be able to pass, or something like that.
Yeah, all others will find death, I believe is what it said. And there's two very big stone golems that we'd have to get past. I don't think fighting them's an option.
Well, that'll be an adventure then, won't it?
Yeah, I figure let's clear out the place, see if we find anything else that might help us understand that first,
sure.
and then
Okay.
Why not? Let's go and find more things to kill us.
Okay. So you're heading into
Absolutely.
the area where the door was locked then, or all the way back right now?
I'm also going to use my last spell slot for. I haven't put Cure Wounds in here. I have Cure Wounds, right? I'm pretty sure Paladins have Cure Wounds.
Yes, but apparently you haven't memorized it yet. Right now, at least. I guess.
I guess no. Yeah, I just didn't put it in, so I wouldn't actually have it. Never mind. I forgot
you
to.
get cure wounds. You do get cure wounds though. So.
Yeah. Apparently, I just forgot that I had it. And
How
so it's
bad
not
do
on-
you look?
I'm not too bad. I'm a little over half health.
Nokren,
Yeah.
how much do you need?
His wounds look mild. Because
On a scale of 1 to your max health.
I am, in terms of like out of 10, I am sitting on a 6.
Yield 25.
And yeah,
From zero.
I have a lot of health.
that's why he
How
was able.
many of those? do we need?
Hey,
I just hand him tin berries.
yeah, gulp. Thank you. Oh yeah, no, it is just Okay, cool. So it's just 10. That's actually really good. That sets me
Yeah.
up solidly.
We also feel very full.
Yes,
Very,
very.
full.
Very
Very for the food. Like, oh.
Yeah, I don't need dinner.
Are you sure?
I got Thanksgiving belly at the moment.
Yeah. You're feeling a little bit sleepy.
Oh, he already felt a little bit sleepy.
Yeah.
Well, knows he
concussion
probably
will
shouldn't
do-
sleep though because he probably has a concussion.
Concussions will do that for sure. Yeah.
That's a good berry secret, tryptophan.
Yeah.
That explains a lot, but all right. So
Okay, shield on, and
what's the plan?
I think we want to go down this corridor
Okay.
until we've looped all the way around.
Turning the corridor, it leads to. I'm just gonna sort of like draw this. 4 side chambers, sort of like this. When you look into each of these, they end in a kind of small room that have niches in the wall filled with bones. This is a crypt.
Oh, good.
Can all of you
Like
roll
you
me
like the sleight of
perception
hand for
checks?
bones?
Please. Your
Sorry.
divine
What did you
perception.
ask?
Perception. Your divine sense will not go off, Nokren. I will let you know.
Okay, good. Okay, good. I would say that I don't see anything. I'm glad I have the shield.
Okay. So looking kind of through the bones and through the area, it doesn't look like anything of particular value was left here.
I would have very much preferred an investigation if we were looking through stuff.
You could do this is noticing something more than just looking through them right now. Like if you want to roll an investigation to go with it, this is something you might also notice with perception.
Fuck,
Okay.
wow.
Yeah. There doesn't seem to have been anything of treasures that were left here. More than likely, anything that these people would have had would have returned to the faith, kind of thing. But you do notice that there's a bunch of human bones. So this is something that Usak will identify, but it's kind of like it's unusual for him to like talk about it, because he will notice that there are bones of humans, elves, dwarfs, and then something a little unusual. Something that he himself does not recognize. A 4th race.
Oh, he would gather some of them and start looking at them then.
Okay. Nokren, roll me intelligence, please.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'm gonna roll terribly, but out of character, I know.
Actually, Dorian can do it too. Dorian, it would make sense for also.
Just strict intelligence.
Yes. All right, Dorian, you recognize that these bones, though they're slightly different, look an awful lot like the bone structure that would be of the enemy you've been fighting outside. The savage ones.
Oh, good.
Rocker's just a little fuzzy right now.
Nokren,
It's a concussion.
those
Yeah.
bones, they look familiar to you.
A
Sort
bit.
of. To Nokren?
They are, from what I can tell from structure, bones of the beastmen that you've been fighting.
Oh, probably the Kaladite, then, not the Kalada. The Kalada are the ones who you've been fighting. This ruin, I think, is the Kaladites, which were the ones that came before the Beastmen, because they kind of went mad because of this place.
Matt, how different is the bone structure between the two, or is it just?
I would compare it to something like comparing it, like to
Prehistoric
modern man
versus
to
modern.
like Neanderthal.
Okay, and do these appear to be more Neanderthal, or do
Yes.
these appear?
It looks
Okay.
like looks like this species went the opposite direction, kind of thing. They degenerated rather than evolved.
Okay, so these aren't origin bones; these are the ones we've been fighting. Then.
Though these technically would be origin, because these are like these look
Okay.
closer to human. Yes.
I understand
sorry.
now what you said.
That's see, there was a
Yeah,
step
yeah,
in there
yeah.
where you skipped.
I'm sorry. These
something the
are
other way around.
these are not
Yeah.
these are Kaladite bones, not Kalada.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Again, I get that the names are very similar.
Yes,
for
they're very
important-
similar for
but
like
it
thematic
hurts my
reasons.
brain
Uh-huh.
after I've worked for a whole.
It's fine.
So-
It's fine.
Lockwood would actually also say, because I think this place has been under the castle all this time. there was a big map back in the, and he'll say which room. I can't remember which room, but he'll like point to the room, like that had like the areas of the continent that look familiar. So I reckon that this was, as much as I hate to say it, this came with us.
Came with us, or was here already?
I think came with us because the Kaladite only have their castle up on the. I'm just going to point off to the like the vague direction of where he thinks the cliff is, like up on the cliff, and then they went out from there to have the savage ones.
All right. So suppose that they were, with us the entire time. Would that then be safe to assume that they, first of all, came from our world? I understand that that was the working hypothesis of Tim, but I don't necessarily trust the bloke. He's a bit of an ass.
Oh,
would be the best
my god Azael kind of confirmed that as well.
Oh, good. All right. Great. So, anyways, moving on from that little nugget. So, the working hypothesis is that they've come with us, and so then that would mean that they were intermingling at some point with humans, presumably elves, and did you say they're dwarves?
I'm going to point at what you're wearing. You are wearing, like, flesh.
Oh, no. I mean, of course.
Yeah.
But no, like, I mean, that could have easily been something that happened here. Like, I understand your meaning, but that doesn't necessarily preclude that they were intermingling before they left the world. They
had them as slaves, I believe.
Again, that could very easily be something that they did.
No, it happened in their world because there was a revolt. They were pushed back to that castle before they were taken here.
I will give you, especially Dorian, because you rolled high in your intelligence, the way this is laid out here, there's something a little off about this. The bodies of all the races here are interned equally.
That's interesting. Yep.
And I would note that, and I'd say...
I will give you this much because, especially Nokren, from what you knew they were conquerors, that they conquered a whole lot of people.
They did, as far as Nokren knew, they did not consider any, like, the other races as anything but lesser. So this is interesting.
But just because you're lesser doesn't mean you can't also serve the deity. And 5 points with it. You've noticed this place is very much so the Earth God.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping this is not an actual mouth of a god, because that would be bad.
Well, it's under the castle. If it is, we're screwed.
No.
Numb.
I mean, we already got nommed that way, so we're just getting nommed that way.
Well, you got to get it at both ends. So, regardless, this is clearly a temple of some kind, which means that these are bodies that were likely servants to the Fae, which means that this place is like the holy ground that we're now tampering with.
Oh, most definitely.
I'm keeping them.
I'm sorry, what?
I would say at least have them in a bag of holding before we go to those golems, because if they know you're carrying around the remain, it's gonna be bad.
Oh, what was that thing that you said?
Me or
Yes, you. When about the stone golems passing, what was that about?
We found we found the writing on the walls that was saying that only the truest of the faith can pass and all others will meet their death or something like that.
Good.
But
so throw the bones past and see if that has anything to do with it.
Well, we've kind of figured out that this place was probably a temple made by the champion of this god.
The champion
Yeah.
of this god.
The
Alright.
Yes.
champion might actually be here.
You guys
because-
probably passed the room with the giant heart. Speaking of which, do you guys have a way of
Ricky?
making
We're not taking the dragon heart.
We're not taking the heart.
a...
Wait, me now, don't be quite so hasty. Something like that could fetch a very good profit.
We're not taking the heart.
There's no getting that out the doors. They use magic to get it in there. It's gigantic.
It's
I
pretty
understand.
big.
I saw it. I understand. My point is, we shouldn't necessarily rule it out. We've got
We're
some
not taking the
powerful
heart.
magicians who are back in town. We may want to consider
Okay.
talking to them about it. That look,
And the pieces of the sword, it still has a very strong magical essence to it.
okay, look. From what I understand, the Kalida, the beastie ones, they really respect trophies. Probably a leftover trait from this god. We bring those trophies out. All of a sudden, we seem like a lot more of a threat to them, and maybe they leave us alone. I'm not saying that we need to do this for personal gain. I'm saying we might need to consider it for the long-term gain of not having a war beat down on the castle.
Matt, in my travels,
Actually,
have I
yeah.
met this race?
No, not at all.
No, okay.
As far as Nokren knows, they've been extinct for a very long time. Like, if we compare it, it would be like for us, like the original, like Mesopotamia. That would have been like if that was a separate race running it, and they went extinct, along with their civilization.
Just so you guys know, Usoc has like arms full of ribs and legs and
Okay.
Can I get like a skull? I just want one skull.
Meanwhile, Nokren will search the area for anything that looks like symbols of faith, anything that like we could use.
Nothing
Usoc
seems to be
will
left in this
bend
area.
down.
It seems very simple. It seems as if like the walls themselves are hewn stone, but as soon as you get into these like niches where the bones are led into, it's like carved out of the stone itself. So it's like the bodies are almost interned in the stone with the
That
like
makes sense.
walls, you know.
I just want to point out, Dorian opened up the bag of holding for Usoc, and he just dumped all the bones in the bag of holding.
Are there any other doors? What is
No, this seems to be a dead end.
nothing. I wasn't tickling Kira. What?
Inappropriate.
Are you kidding me? This is a... Oh my god, this is a dead end. No! No!
Oh, I don't know why you're so upset about that.
We had opened this door last session.
Really, this is, you know, I mean, like, this is really just, through this entire place. I mean, this has been a really just lovely saunter through. I got to kill an earth elemental. A fun time, honestly. It's been a very delightful little stroll there, Nokren. It's happy.
I've had no problems so far.
Nokren's just like twitching.
So currently you actually have to head back towards start, I guess, if you want to continue your adventure where you got a spot. Oh, whoops. Here.
We gotta go... Yeah, we gotta go all the way to the fucking
It's one of
start.
the, yeah, like one of these two over here.
We chose the one direction
Actually, no.
that went
You
everywhere.
actually went the correct way to explore this entire area. You avoided every one of the side paths except to that last spot there.
Which reminds me exactly of what happened at the end of the last season.
Whoa.
We have that habit.
Yeah.
We do, yeah, except this time we actually wanted to visit everywhere.
I know.
To clear it out.
Exactly. No, I found it. I'm like, well, you're going the correct way to explore the main bulk of this place.
Well, I guess we're heading back.
I will be nice and not roll the horrible stabby
Come on,
room.
grab your friends.
I'm assuming all of you could sort of like just
Distant lands. Adventure time.
run through it with like, you know, like time it.
Well, I know the button to turn it off.
Over here.
Yeah, there's a door right here. That's the closest door to you. These basically are both two different doors right here.
You've learned our MO. Closest door, please.
Yeah,
Okay.
that one.
All right, let us go to that room in here. All
Also,
right.
Can I just say, I really hate
the word MO.
Mhm.
It's like, I know it's short for modus operandi, but like that is just a terrible use of Latin. If you're gonna do the Latin,
Okay.
just do it.
That's where I'm
So, this room, once you open the door, is filled with skeletons.
Oh, more! Good. Let's throw them in the bone bag.
Mhm. Let me just draw this here. It
What
just
would happen if you put a skeleton in the bag?
it goes
An
like
alive one?
it
No,
goes
no.
Yeah.
A skeleton in a bag is a good thing because then you can dump it out.
kind of
and
goes out like that.
decompose.
Yeah, just like have a skeleton.
Yeah, no, it's very much like ha, and then run the other way.
It's your own specialized bag of tricks.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That is hilarious.
No,
I
no,
really
that's
like it.
that's something that I think Ollie did that in the Eberron game. He kept bones to get like skeletons together in a bag of holding to just pull out and then animate at any time because he was a necromancer. It's good. Good thing
Okay, well,
when you animate the dead.
Okay.
initiative time.
But they're just
Oh,
they're like
are
bones
these-
on the ground. No, they're just skeletons all over the
Oh.
ground. The floor is like littered with
Yeah.
skeletons.
Skeletons are
Yeah.
animated.
No, you
I wanna
haven't seen the
investigate.
movie. Okay.
Uh,
Anybody else investigating?
is
I'm a
someone,
perception
is
because
someone help me. And Usock, you'd be looking at the bones.
I'd like to investigate.
Yeah. If there's more Calidite, I'm gonna be slowly stuffing them into a
I
bag.
can't roll
There
above
are
a
not-
15 even with advantage.
Signe, what are you doing?
I'm waiting in the room before the bone.
Okay. Then you will see the door close as they all enter into it.
Oh,
Whoops.
bye.
Uh-huh.
You need to stop
have
waiting
the staff of
outside.
healing. You have the staff of healing.
Yeah. You're fine.
All of you notice that the door isn't actually wooden. It's iron. It looks wooden from the other side. And you hear a clicking noise as the door closes.
I'm turning back and I'm gonna try and pick it.
Okay.
I like that noise. I'm looking for a button.
Oh, I'm sorry, I clicked advantage on that. That's my bad. I will
Yeah.
do that normally.
Yep, I am now looking for a button as well.
Nope, you do not seem to be able to pick it.
Oh,
Finally!
You roll
That is a performance check.
Fuck!
things are going really well.
I will look around, I guess.
Well,
I
there's
wish
this-
that
Both. Oh my god.
It could have been worse.
it could have been worse. I think that's actually what I would have rolled because it's a difference.
No,
Oh no, I would have
difference of
16.
one.
Yeah.
Did you guys close or leave the doors open?
Which
Which ones?
Any of them?
I
Probably
think we
open.
left most of the doors open.
Signe,
Yeah.
roll me perception, separate from
Oh,
everyone else.
no.
Oh no. I'm
Oh,
not
So
the
a
you're on your own.
person. I'm
Oh
not a
no.
Okay, it's fine.
person.
Very focused on
The
this
rest of
door.
you find no signs of any kind of button or anything. It
I'm
just
gonna
looks
keep
like
trying
okay, Nokren, you will notice now because of your perception, there does seem to be signs that whoever these people that were in this room probably were in this room for a period of time. Like, maybe that the door trapped them in here and they horribly starved. You also find that some of the bones have chew marks on them that seem to be from other people that were in this room.
I mean, we got two mastiffs.
Wrong thing! The wrong thing! Think about
Are
the
there-
battering rams that you got, you jackass!
Are there actual keyholes? Or
No, there's not an actual keyhole. There's like it looks like you can access the lock from the door to pick it though.
Okay, I'm gonna keep trying to pick it for now.
Okay.
I'm gonna
No,
walk
it's- Other-
through the door to advance, like keep going. Are
Is
there
there-
any cracks?
No, this looks just to be like a trap almost.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
some kind of trap almost.
Yeah.
Tantus, did you add something to my my sheet?
I don't know what you're talking about. They're all along.
Alright, well, Clicky's gonna walk up to the door and grab something on his robe,
Uh-huh.
take it, and slap it on the door.
I'm surprised you're using it now, but I accept this.
Well, I don't want to die.
I
So, and a window forms
Yeah.
on the door.
Yeah.
What? What?
How large is the window?
It's like the window you'd find in a house.
Yeah.
It's like an actual window.
I mean, I'm
Big enough for
fine.
us
I'm
to
gonna
get
start
through.
climbing through it. Be
It's like 2 by 4 feet.
Oh, hello again, Signe.
Well, are you guys alright?
I think this is a trap.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a trap, considering the fact that, the door locked behind you.
I'm looking behind her, but I'm clearly not seeing anything. Very
I like,
well.
I like how you're saying this as Clicky's like trying to get through the door. Like, just,
Oh yeah, I can probably climb through the
He's
window.
scrambling. I'm just grabbing him by the back and like tossing him through. I'm gonna climb through after, I guess.
Come, yes.
I'll go as well after.
yeah, and I will go last.
Does everyone else get to make a perception in this old room? now?
I guess sure if you want to.
All right.
We're always gonna want to when you tell someone to roll.
Look.
Just saying.
Hey, I got a 16.
Pretty good. Usopp got a 19.
Yeah.
Without
Oh.
advantage.
I will never get a good roll even
Sock,
with advantage.
you
Like,
have-
This is the highest I've gotten.
Can you roll me Arcana, Usopp?
Oh no.
I can.
Okay.
Will it work?
No.
I
Okay.
could roll Arcana, but I can't see it.
You hear a strange noise echoing from somewhere far off.
Ah, fuck.
Do you all?
Like the way that you had gone and explored previously.
Yeah. Do you all hear that?
No.
Nokren would notice it now if you pointed out, because he rolled high enough.
Ah. That way.
Sounds like
I'm gonna
a-
point to the door.
Yeah, from like the direction you went to.
I'm gonna look at her so I can like point to the door that way, right?
Why don't you roll me Arcana 2, Nokren? Just
Okay.
roll it, please.
I thought he was gonna get a fucking
Okay.
20.
For a second there, I did too.
Moment, it was glorious.
Yeah, it's some weird noise coming from way out that way. Like it's like echoing from somewhere
Does-
you came from.
Does your shield require attunement?
Yes,
Yeah.
I believe I had to turn to it.
Strong. What do you guys hear?
Check that.
What's the noise? What does it sound? Describe it. Describe it to us as best you can. 200 words or less.
Matt.
Okay. It's like a.
Yeah.
It's like maybe like a screeching bell.
So it's Mariah Carey music.
How does screeching and a bell go together?
I know. That's why it sounds
doesn't.
strange. That's why it
It
sounds
doesn't.
strange. Yeah. It's like it kind of sounds like a bell, but it kind of sounds like it's messed up or something. Like the
Is it-
sound.
Has
of-
anyone
bell
done
is ringing
Call of
as
the
it's
Dead?
dragging across a chalkboard? Is that what
Has
you're
anyone
Yeah, like
done
a
Call
bell
of the Dead
ringing, but like yeah,
campaign?
like the sound almost stretched across a chalkboard. Yeah.
Yeah. no, Has anyone done Toll of the Dead in this campaign? I don't think so. So
Not
yeah,
in
no,
this.
it's a bell or something. I'm not. It's what? Like not just like focusing at the door, like trying to hear it.
Clicky, are you familiar with anything that would make that sound? We definitely can't hear.
Matt.
You would not be
I-
familiar. Wait, no. Give me an Arcana that's very difficult. Then I'll say. Knock yourself out. Maybe you could, off the top of your head, 18. Not maybe.
With that description, can I also make an Arcana?
Sure. Clicky, you might have, like, if you could hear the sound, maybe you could identify it. It's kind of like what you're thinking.
I don't know. They're lizards. They have bad ears.
Clicky,
Not big ears.
The noise
Listen.
stops.
listen closer.
It's gone.
It's gone.
Well, great. That's just fantastic news, isn't it? You all hear something, it's probably evil.
We didn't see.
And we have
anything
no
that-
way to know what it is.
We
That's
didn't
great.
see anything that could have made that sound in that
Oh,
area.
But see, we walked into a trap. And when traps are activated, often other things are activated in places like this. It's a defensive mechanism.
We've activated a lot of traps.
A lot of
Oh, good. Great. That's what I'm glad to hear.
We could.
Did we finally like tip over the amount of traps allowed before the alarm goes off?
We're close to the entrance. Why don't we just leave?
Because we don't want to have this place leading up to the city unclear.
We could go look. It's
It's not.
For once, I'm with the goblin.
I'd
I
like.
could use a nice bed. I mean, the dungeon was nice.
All right.
so.
We could always set up, like, go further up west while watching the one entrance.
I turned into a giant centipede.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Don't worry, but he did that earlier. It was a little weird at first, but you kind of get used to it.
Can I ride
Yeah.
you?
Do you?
No.
I don't want you to. And so I'm scuttling away, preferably on the walls towards the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's just...
Now here's the
Personally.
question: does Clicky have spider climb?
Where are you scuttling to, Centipede?
Towards where I heard the noise.
Okay. You can investigate, and you won't find anything different.
Next level.
Good.
No, never mind.
Okay, well, do we want to finish off this place?
Eventually,
That's- I mean-
like after however long you want to take, you can come back, and you would have found.
'Cause there's
nothing.
one door here, and this is one door, but it's drawn weirdly because I...
Because
fucked up.
yeah, you got messed up originally, but it's yeah.
So I eventually come back, raise up, and just with about
What's
30
going on here?
Slug.
I drew the hall to begin with. That's over there, because there's always a hall kind of around it. Sorry.
Wasn't there a door here, though?
Yeah, there's a door there.
see.
I
I
drew. There's a hall behind the door. You will see. I drew the hall ahead of time.
Okay, cool. Then,
Yeah,
yeah,
there
thank
you
you.
Yes.
So, do we want to check out that one first?
30 more leg shrug.
Oh God.
Okay, this time,
I look back into the room because is the window still there, Matt?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's there permanently. It's a windowed room now.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
good.
that's hilarious. It's just, so you come back up, it's like, you come back to find your house robbed and there's just a window in your wall that wasn't there.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm a little bit disappointed that you used this when you did. Clicky, we could have gotten that door open eventually.
Yeah, no, I'm not dying. I've been stuck in a room in this place before, and it's not nice.
Okay, but my point is we could have... Well, you know what? Never mind. It's all right. I don't do that anymore anyways. It just would have been useful for my old trade.
Oh, what do you do?
Oh, nothing. I'm a freeloader.
I don't know what that is.
It means I don't work.
I don't work either.
Oh, look at... You're a freeloader too. Told
I
you.
mean,
Devil's blood.
technically, I don't work either, so...
I think that technically you're no longer all freeloaders. You're employed by the castle. So.
Oh, no.
Are we, though?
I'm not employed by anybody.
I was more
We could totally just chill in the tavern and, like, that would, like, that would still be a thing.
None of us really have jobs anymore.
So, Nokren, if you let Centipede Usoc, he will climb up on your shoulders.
Okay. This is weird.
Centipede Usoc is also quite large. You're a
Yeah,
giant.
isn't he, like,
No, he's
large?
a small beast.
Oh, he's a small beast. Still,
Yeah.
you're like halfling size.
He will let you, but he will noticeably stiffen up a bit.
You're medium
I
dog
can climb
sized
on.
centipede. It's kind of
I
creepy.
can climb on. which is
Yes,
fine.
it's fine. You can. I'm just saying, it's like you're big enough to be very creepy.
I'm a fashion statement.
Not a death wish.
You kind of would be a fashion statement then.
Okay. Shall we open this door then?
Oh, sure. Let's all go
Alright.
to our dance.
Uh,
Why not?
So that leads a hallway over to here.
Signe,
and-
why do you have bubbles? Why are you blowing bubbles, Signe?
I always have bubbles.
Those
So,
look like the ones that you get out of
The
the way.
entire room has a dirt floor. There's a door across the way.
Oh, fuck, another dirt floor.
The elemental was in the third floor room.
Oh, good. Do we see an earth elemental here?
Just looks like a dirt floor, empty room.
Oh, good. It's a trap.
I have an idea. Everyone back in, like, stay in the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna throw my little.
Throw anything of value. We have bones.
No, what I'm throwing is my clockwork thing because it will bounce around. So I'm gonna throw the clockwork thing that I've been fiddling with to make it just sort of like bounce and periodically just do stuff like that into the middle of the room.
Mm-hmm. Okay. It's
Anything
just
happen?
bouncing, nothing really.
I will, with, let's say 4 legs, tap Nokren on the neck, and like look up towards the ceiling, like.
The ceiling just seems to be a simple, like, hewn stone ceiling.
Oh no! I'm saying, like, you want to put me up there.
Oh, okay. I will do that, but with my terrible perception as well. But I will put an arm up to the ceiling so we can get up there.
Okay, you're up at the ceiling. You don't. It just seems like a simple dirt room, Knocker. Well, the walls are nice hewn stone. It's just like they never finished the floor.
I don't trust this.
I mean, we got masters.
Don't suggest such a thing.
Oh!
Okay, Usoc.
Centipede Usoc.
Centipede Usoc.
How's
Like,
he gonna communicate?
getting a weird, like, view from the off side, you notice something unusual in the center of the room. There's a patch of dirt, almost square-like, that seems a little off.
Sinkhole. It's a freaking like.
I mean, that's. I did say I threw my thing towards the center of the room.
How are you communicating this to us? Because you can communicate it to Fafnir, can't you?
If Fafnir can understand beasts.
No.
No, not really. No.
If he goes on the roof above it and then just sort of like.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna
You can
like.
insight check that probably, right, Matt?
Sure.
I'm gonna like lower part of me and like point straight down with my.
Okay.
Hand.
Yeah. The centipede seems to be pointing at something in the center of the room.
Oh, something
He's
in the
hungry.
center of the room. No, he's. I think he.
If you want to, you can either give me perception with advantage or investigation with advantage. Then.
I'm gonna do perception, as much as I would rather do investigation because.
Investigation
yeah.
usually implies you get a little closer. But not.
I would be careful staying as far back and remember, like, because I got my pipe, I would be sort of like looking at the
I was just
edges.
gonna throw a bone onto it.
Blind
Oh,
man
fuck.
walking cane status, like tap, tap,
I
tap.
would have picked up my clockwork, by the way. Yeah, I
Yeah.
would be doing that. Yeah, I would be scraping. I'd be like touching the top of the floor in front of me
And
with
as
the.
he's doing that, I'm gonna throw a bone on top of it.
I'm behind
Bone
Sydney,
doesn't really do
FYI.
anything. Nokren, you will notice there does seem to be something here under a small layer of dirt. It seems to be some kind of maybe like metal trapdoor.
Is there any buttons on the wall?
You don't see any.
I didn't see any either.
Nope.
Yeah, no, I know, but like, I mean,
Why would they have a metal trapdoor in a dirt floor?
First thing that comes to mind for me is an arena.
Sydney, we can still leave.
Oh no, you can't.
What?
Don't do that.
He has really good ears.
You are talking very loudly.
I'm also not in the room. I'm right beside you. I know with the cloak I'm hard to see, but I'm right here.
Oh God, you're right there.
And then I take.
He hasn't even in tuned with the cloak is the thing too.
No, I haven't yet. I am just.
Clicky is just that.
He's just not paying attention.
Clicky is clicky.
Clicky's trying to figure out the dragon heart. How can I get it?
He really
I
wants
will
that
burn
part.
that heart before any of you get it.
Okay.
I do actually like the plan of using it as a trophy demonstration for the.
You convinced Nokren.
Yeah.
Like Nokren was legitimate. Like this is stupid.
Think of the stakes.
That makes sense.
Think of the stakes we could cut off of that thing.
They,
No.
there are spells called enlarge / reduce.
It's really big. Even half the size he was saying, it would be impossible to get in and out.
I understand.
And a digging expedition.
That's probably the more likely.
We are really fucking far down.
Look,
Like,
I understand that. What
We
I'm
went-
saying is,
How about
there
this?
we-
Worry about the heart and all the other stuff later.
Focus on the room.
Focus on the pit in front of you.
okay.
We let
Are you doing something with it? Are you
Did
ignoring
say
it?
the pit in front of us? Hold on. Did you just say the pit in front of us?
It's a trapdoor in a dirt floor. It opens
Of
up
course
into
it's a
something
pit.
that you go down. Regardless whether you can climb down it successfully or not, it is in fact a kind of pit.
Nokren will draw a circle around it with his pike just to make sure it's real obvious, and people clicky can't blunder into it.
I drop on top of Nokren and then scuttle down.
Okay.
Does it look like there's like a latch, or like one of those rings on the top to pick it up?
No.
No,
It looks
it's just
like-
like a flat surface.
It looks like it might go like push down.
Oh, okay. I mean, we can.
Like you can
try
like
to-
Nokren's probably cleared some of the dirt off of it by now because it was like it was hidden in the dirt, but not like super much that you couldn't like knock it away and be like, huh.
If we have something heavy, we could stand outside the room and someone could throw something heavy on it, like
As you
a
say,
mastiff.
No.
No.
Dedicated Uthok slowly walks over and like starts pressing down and walking.
Okay, you give me a dexterity save with advantage. And if Nokren is next to you, I can have him roll something if need be then too.
At Dex.
Yeah, I can catch him with the pike.
Well, you also have
Because
an
he's
aura,
small.
right? You also have an aura, right? So he should get a bonus.
No, I'm not high enough yet.
Oh, really? I thought it was like third level.
No.
Dex save.
If level.
Yes, with advantage.
Alright.
I have no idea what centipede dex is though, so that might be.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're good. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So,
it'd
you're
be
fu-
another +1.
but anyway, the door, as soon as you kind of put any kind of weight on it, it clunks open.
A bone wasn't enough, though.
No,
I could have described
like,
it as a bigger bone if you'd like. That'd have made a
like
difference.
a skeleton might have put it off, like an entire skeleton. We're talking about like most of
It
a
was just a
small
dog
creature
sized-
set it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, most
So
of a
I'm
dog-sized
just
creature set it
leaning
off.
to the metal side.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just like, skeleton.
It is a 30-foot pit that leads to just ground below. Looks just to be a trap.
Do we see anything down the hole? Like
No.
anything else?
Looks like nothing's been left in there.
30 feet down. That's far.
Yeah.
That's a pretty deep hole.
They probably didn't set it off because it was fairly easy to see if our centipede could see it.
That's a good point.
I spell
Okay.
back,
I'm
transform.
gonna finish just in case it like closes up or anything. I'm gonna
No, it
scrape
doesn't.
the-
It just sits there.
Okay, well then we just need to make sure people know about that.
Anybody that could have reset this trap is long since dead.
I miss my chitin.
Oh, you
Oh,
have it back in no time.
Does it look like it'd be possible to reset it and then jam it so it can't open anymore? Like, I have pittons. Like, if I took pittons and jammed it in between so the doors can't move.
You could do that to keep it open, but it doesn't seem to be closing anyway.
Yeah, I know. I just don't want a giant hole that if someone walks down,
What
they
do
just
you
fall
want
to
is
death.
Oh, you would have to like pull them closed because they fell in. I mean, like that's the thing. You'd have to pull them up, but you could probably jam it then if you could find a way to close
The
it.
thing
To
is,
close it.
in order for that to happen, it'd have to have hinges on the side for it to fall
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
So you could actually, and this is actually a trick that a lot of locksmiths use, and Dorian would know as a result of his use of doors on a regular basis, whether he's allowed to or not to, is you can actually turn doors by the hinges very carefully if you do that with a particular tool, which I would suggest that thieves' tools would probably have.
I think the thieves
It would be
tools.
heavy,
It would be very heavy.
and it would be difficult. I'm not saying it would be an easy thing to do. I'm saying it would
Plus, the hinges would probably be on the inside, like on the bottom side.
be not for something like that. They can't.
If
Yeah, they
if
could.
anyone comes
No,
down here,
like this?
if it does that, the hinges will lock and not actually close down all the way.
if once we've cleared this place
Unless
out,
they-
if we do have anyone come down here, they're going to know that there are traps around. We're going to tell them where some of the traps are. We're going to keep them advised to look out anyway. They're probably not going to fall in that.
Okay.
They need a hinge like that to do it on the inside. And so they'd have to build it out and under and around, which is totally possible. If that's the case, then cool.
Well, they could also bevel into the wood, so it's.
Well, that's
We
right.
could discuss hinges and stuff
Anyway.
later.
Yeah.
Uh,
I reach into the bag of bones, pull out a skull, place it in front of the trap.
oh, that's a good idea. I pull out a torch,
look.
shove it into the ground, and put the skull in the torch. So it's like.
That's a little more ominous, but it will still work.
All right.
Dorian's like looking at the hinges on this thing as much as possible. Like, oh, how could he set this up? How could he make it safe?
Okay, there doesn't seem to be anything else in here, only this door right over here on the map for those of you, for the players to look at. But why don't we take our first break now before you continue exploring?
Before we fall into another trap.
Into the next combat is what is implied. Okay.
All right,
It's
so
certainly implied.
drink, snack, bathroom, anything you need to do. We're going to be back in a couple of minutes. We're just going to take a short break, refresh yourself, and we'll continue with these adventures where they only have a couple more doors to check out, and we'll see what they find. Maybe it'll be death. Maybe it won't be.
It'll be death.
Better not be death.
We'll find out! Bye, sucker.
Next week.